Hello there, everyone. Back today with another part of the frequently asked questions for you. Last time I was saying that I would get with y'all with a bit of a progression for creatures, specifically natural creatures and box carrying creatures. And this particular segment is going to go over those box carrying creatures. I particularly enjoy the locksmithing ability or skill. I like to do it myself. I think it's a good way to A, just learn another skill in the game, B, keep your perception up, which is very important no matter what part of your adventuring career you're in, and also just because a lot of neat things come from boxes. You can get some pretty decent loot from them, and every once in a while you can get one of those coveted super boxes that have all kinds of gems and platinums and everything else. Just a good way to make money. So starting out, one thing that you'll notice as we go through this is that there's going to be places where you may have to hunt things that don't drop boxes, but worry not, you should still be able to keep that skill up and progress onward toward about the 200 and something rank areas where we'll stop off. So starting out around the crossing, you have sleazy louts, and these guys are pretty decent. The spawn is okay. More importantly, though, they start at 0 ranks, so you can start with these guys, fight them, and most importantly, of course, they drop boxes. Their boxes are the easiest of boxes, and pretty much any creature up to probably about 100 ranks, the boxes are not going to be very dangerous at all. The worst thing that they'll do to you is maybe place a curse on you where you can't talk normally, or you have to pretend to be a mime doing weird play actions instead of actually being able to do other things in the game. But other than that, they won't be blowing you apart or melting your face off or anything like that. Now, something to consider is to, alongside of your louts that you hunt some rats as well, just because these guys will allow you to get some skinning in. And skinning is a really good skill as well that you really want to fight to try and keep up with your box skills, just because skinning is an excellent way to gain money as well, especially since a lot of the creatures later in the game that have decent pelts and things like that that are valuable, the only way to get them, of course, is with skinning. So after the lout and rat area, which will probably take you up to a good 15 to 25 ranks, those ranks will go very, very quickly. You're going to move over to goblins. There's a couple of different types of goblins around the crossing, all out to the west gate. There are forager goblins, field goblins, and scavenger goblins. The forager goblins, I believe, are the lesser of the bunch. They're a little bit easier than the rest of their brethren. No matter what, though, goblins are great, and you will be riding those guys to victory for probably a good 15 to 20 ranks, just because they are skinnable and they drop boxes, and there's always plenty of them to go around. So they have pretty much everything that you could possibly want from a creature, and they'll probably get you to a good around your 40 rank area pretty decently. Now at this point, you're kind of you're kind of stuck for a couple of ranks, because the place that you want to get to is going to probably require about maybe 60 ranks in your defensive skills, maybe a little bit more these days, maybe less if you have appropriate buffs to help you, or if your stats are appropriately built. Maybe you've just been putting a lot of effort into other skills and you have a lot of TDPs built up to buy some really decent stats. So one of the things I recommend is to spend a little time in grass eels. These guys are right next to goblins, again, right out the west gate, and they are a fantastic creature because they spawn like crazy. They attack super fast, and it's basically like getting hit with a wet noodle. So unless you are vastly outclassed, it's pretty difficult to die, especially with liberal use of the flee command if you find yourself unable to retreat just due to how many are swarming on you. Needless to say, these guys do not drop boxes, but they can be skinned, and it's very decent. They're a very decent way to continue moving your skinning, because soon you will have a period where you're not going to be able to get much skinning in. Another thing to consider is kobolds, if you're willing to take the trek down to Shard. Kobolds are mixed in with a couple other creatures, but these guys are decent because they fill the gap as well, and they are skinnable, and they drop boxes. So Boggles, I believe, are over there as well. They drop boxes as well. And they're an empath creature that we often hunt just because they're constructs. Now from there, you're going to be in a really good place when you get on the ship to move over to the island of Ratha, because you're going to be in the area of sand sprites. These guys have been a Dragon Realm staple forever, that I can remember anyway. And from what I've heard, these gals I should say, not guys, these creatures they spawn very quickly. They hit very lightly. Their weapon of choice is some sort of coral knife, if I remember correctly. It doesn't do very much damage at all. And they just drop a ton of boxes. In fact, many times when you are going through different rooms where everyone is just slaughtering these creatures, you're going to find just a pile of boxes on the ground. And like I said, don't feel bashful about asking if they want to keep those boxes, because if not, stock up and get those box skills up as far as you can. Now, these sand sprites cannot be skinned. So this is that lapse in skinning that I was talking about, and one of the reasons that it might be good to hit those grass eels up while you're there to get as much skinning in as you can, and maybe get classes on skinning when you're in your downtime. So sand sprites will probably take you easily up to 70 to 90 ranks just with how quickly they come. Supposedly they train up to about 100, but they might go a little bit too slow for you getting toward 100. So again, we're going to skip away from the box dropping creatures, and right next door, still in Ratha, head over to Silver Lucros. These are wolf creatures that, again, teach very well. They're natural creatures, and natural creatures often teach very well because they don't spend a lot of time prepping spells or dancing around. They're basically just trying to bite or claw you the whole time. These guys are fantastic for the bridge that we're going to try next, and it's a good opportunity to get some more skinning in and to keep that skinning up. And if you want to keep your box skills moving, just walk over to sand sprites now and then and find those rooms with just all those boxes on the ground from people that have been doing their hunting, and see if you can grab a backpack full so that you can keep those box skills moving along with your skinning. Now, the Lucros will probably get you easily up to that 100 rank area, probably even 110 or so. And at that point, it's time for the gravy train, because you're going to go and head over to the island of Azri, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and you're going to be hunting snow goblins forever. Not forever, but for probably about 100 ranks. These guys are just fantastic. The lowest rank of snow goblins are mixed in with snow beasts, which is going to be great for you because they're a little bit easier and you can skin them. And snow goblins are skinnable as well, and they drop boxes. They're essentially just like scavenging goblins and field goblins in that they're everything that you want. They spawn quickly for you, they drop boxes, they can be skinned, and there is a built-in climbing bit to get to them from the town, so you'll be able to get some athletics in whether you like it or not. So anyway, like I said, these guys will take you into the 200 rank area. I hope you guys found this particular progression helpful. I'll be coming up with other progressions, especially a natural progression. And like I said, this isn't like the perfect progression. This isn't the only progression that you should follow. This is just a suggestion from me if you find yourself just totally lost and you're just not really sure what you want to do at the different rank period in your life. So you can maybe follow this a little bit and see if it works out for you. Anyway, guys, hope you have fun playing, and I will talk to you next time.